So let's bring in our bureau chief, Joy Malbon, who is standing by just outside that courtroom, following it all very closely. We're watching Amber Heard leave the courtroom. Joy, your thoughts on what we've just seen, what we've just witnessed?
I mean, Todd, every time there was a yes and a yes and a yes when the verdict was read out to each of the different questions that the jury had to answer, there were cheers in front of the courtroom. Fans who've come, and some of them have come for 6 weeks for the total time of the trial, cheering every time it was yes, because it ruled in favor of Johnny Depp. But it's interesting that the jury also found that Amber Heard was defamed by Johnny Depp. And so he walks away with $15 million and she walks away with $2 million. And whether or not they can restore their careers and their reputations after this tawdry 6-week trial where we heard all sorts of things between them and their toxic relationship is up to Hollywood and the studios to decide. Amber Heard sat cold-faced through most of it. I was watching it, although some people thought that she may have shed a tear. Again, I come back to what we discussed earlier. I'm not sure, even though money was awarded, that any of them wins. Did we have to hear this? Did we have to know this kind of toxic relationship that involved drugs and alcohol and allegations of rape and abuse and beatings and violence? And yet here we are.
You wonder what it's going to mean now for both of them, because as you point out, 15 million damages for Johnny Depp and 2 million for Amber Heard, and you know what the path forward is now for both of these Hollywood stars.
Yeah, well, it will be interesting because Amber Heard had said that some of her scenes in Aquaman 2, the movie that she's starring in, were cut. I haven't seen the movie because it's not out yet, so I don't really know. And of course, Johnny Depp said that Disney had decided to cut him. But, you know, Hollywood is very forgiving. They're all into a comeback story, at least here in America. And maybe they give Johnny Depp another chance. I mean, he was the bigger star. There was a lot of favoritism. A lot of people grew up with Johnny Depp. You know, earlier movies like Edward Scissorhands and, those kinds of movies, that they've grown up with, and like you said before, you feel like you know these people, but we didn't know how horrible this relationship was. Many times people had said that what the real loser in all of this is going to be the Me Too movement. Women who may feel they will not come forward with their allegations of domestic abuse or sexual abuse because of this. I mean, look at what has gone on today. For the past 6 weeks, the dirty laundry spilled out on screen, on YouTube, live streamed, on Fox News, on just about every station, and covered. It's a sad thing. It really is.
You raise a great point, too, about the Me Too movement and what this will mean, and also just the level of vitriol and anger and really aggression we saw, particularly in the last couple of weeks, leveled at Amber Heard by those who were supportive of Johnny Depp or just chose to use this trial, perhaps, Joy, to push their own agenda as a result of all of this. So it became a whole lot more than what was just going on in that courtroom behind you.
Yeah, and it was humiliating, truly, for both of them. I mean, I'm thinking of when they were playing audio of Amber Heard, talking about hitting him and beating him, and you're not a man, Johnny. And Amber Heard on testifying and under cross-examination about, well, you looked pretty good on the Late Show, even though a makeup artist testified that she had a split lip and had swelling in her nose after a knockdown, drag-em-out fight. I mean, clearly these two had a very toxic relationship. And, talk about drama, not Hollywood drama, but, playing out in real life and for 6 weeks here in Fairfax, Virginia.
Our Washington Bureau Chief, Joy Malbon, outside of the courthouse with this breaking news that the jury has found that Amber Heard defamed Johnny Depp, her ex-husband. Thank you for this, Joy. Appreciate it.